This is Erika Belvin, and you're listening to Her Digital Empire. Welcome back to another one of my beauty business breakdowns. Today, I'm actually going to be interviewing a lash entrepreneur. She is super successful and super good at what she does. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for her to hop on. I just saw she jumped on, so all you have to do, Angie, is just request to join the live. Perfect. Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just choosing a filter now.
Great.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Can you see me properly?
What was that?
Can you see me properly?
I can see you good. Yeah, everything's good. Awesome. Well, this is also going to go on my podcast too. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick intro about you, and then just a quick, invitation, and then we'll get started. And I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions.
I am so excited, but oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Wonderful. Oh, great.
Oh my God, it's like all the emails I sent you. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, no, you're perfect. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, so really quickly for you, those of you listening in, this is Boss Babe Digital Lab, my beauty business breakdown, where I interview beauty entrepreneurs and I basically find out why they're doing well so that it can help you with your business as well. Today I am actually speaking to Angie Lam. So Angie actually has 14 years of experience in the beauty industry. She's an esthetician and a lash technician. And she's built her clientele multiple times, okay? And she's received multiple awards for her work. And because she wanted to start a family, and because she wanted more time for herself and the things that are really important in life, she actually, was able to close her brick and mortar, build a business basically inside of her home. And, she's doing amazing with that. Even with that, she still received more awards. And anyway, the thing that I think that we're going to really just learn a whole bunch of gems really with Angie is really how, her education and her passion has really catapulted her to create her dream life. So for those of you who are listening, this is also Her Digital Empire podcast. Do not forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Amazon Music. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Her Digital Empire and Boss Digital Lab. So now that everybody knows who you are, Angie, so really quickly, right now you're a full-time lash tech, right? That's what you do, is the lash tech stuff. You don't do the esthetician stuff, right?
No, actually I focus on more lashes and brows.
Lashes and brows. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I know that you're doing that full time and you're doing amazing doing that. I know that you're also an educator, right? So how long? Because I have a lot of listeners who, they just jump right into education. How long were you doing lashes and all this before you decided, you know what, I want to teach people?
I'd say 3 years. 3 years full time. Yeah, 3 years full time. And I don't mean like 5 days a week, not 8 hours a day. I meant 7 days a week, 10-hour day. That's like day in and day out. I've been lashing. I lash so much to the point that I close my eyes and I see lashes. That's when I'm like, you know what? It's time to teach these people. I was thinking about myself. And yeah, that's when
I'm with you on that. I can't even tell you. I don't remember like maybe Christmas. I think Christmas even I still had to do some stuff for my job, for my work, my business. But like I have not like taken like a really crazy like full on vacation, and I don't since I started I think my business. That's how it is though.
That's what it is. I mean, like, because entrepreneurs, we really don't have like Monday to Friday. We don't like, I mean, we can work Monday to Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, that's when we work on the back end of our business, right? So there's not really a day off, but you love it. Like,
Absolutely.
you love it, like, because it's your baby, right? It's just basically, I always call my business like my first child.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's like we both have like a first child, and it's like it's still kind of the first child.
It is. I know. It's like it's different from business and actually a baby. I have two kids right now. My little one is about 7 months old now,
Oh.
and I love them so much, but I also love my first baby a lot too. And then it's like it never gets old. You know, you spend so much time on your business, and you're always so motivated about because I love it. I mean, like I like live and breathe in this business. Like, that's where your true passion is, right?
Exactly. And if you're not passionate about it, because, you know, I say a lot too, you know, a lot of times I make my passions my hobby and, you know, whatever, but you still have to be passionate about the growth of your business. There's got to be some type of a passion there, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, like, I'm that kind of person that I was like, you know what? What's next? What's next? What's gonna challenge myself? What am I gonna do next so that I can, like, you know, be motivated? Because I've been in the industry for like 13, 14 years now.
Right.
Yeah, and it's always ever changing. And I like it like that. Like, I'm not that kind of person. It's like I'll do one thing for 13 years. I always like, okay, what's next? I gotta learn this, gotta learn that. And this year it's a little different for me now because this year it took a pandemic for me to think. I used to work in my business so much that I don't really work on my business.
Right.
Right. So it took a pandemic to actually kind of shift that a little bit. And then it's time to work on the business. So there I am.
Right.
My first time
when you're like one kind of like a one-man show, and sure, you know, like I have my husband who helps me so much and whatever, but you're typically a one-man show when you're getting your business off the ground, and so you're so focused on what's going on in the day-to-day operations that you're not thinking about, like you're talking about, like the marketing, the growing, the scaling, all the things that you have to think about, kind of like when you're the things that people focus on when they're not in their business, actually putting lashes on a customer, you know?
Yeah.
So talk to me, like what made you say I want to be an educator in this too, you know, along with the money that you were making. I mean, you were already successful.
Like I said, I always want to do the next thing. And why it actually pushed me towards education because when I first started, there wasn't a lot of lash artists back then, and the education wasn't like you know how it is right now. There's like everyone's teaching, but I remember one time one of the client called me. I was crying, and she's like, "Can you help me now?" I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Oh my God, I need to see you right now. I went somewhere." And then I should have came to you, but then you were so busy that I had to go somewhere else. And then can you help me? I'm like, okay, sure. Come on in. I'll take you in. And then she came in with one side, full on volume, and the other side has no lashes at all, or like no lashes at all. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, it's been on for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and then this whole set fell off, and this one is still on for 6 weeks. I was like, oh my God. So I went in, I looked at it, everything was stuck together.
Oh no.
Yeah, it could not shed itself. It was just stuck together. It was waiting for the other one to shed for the whole thing to fall off. I'm like, oh my God. So
because
I
you
was
have
like,
to
you
have
know,
them taken off. Like when I had mine, I had to have them probably taken off, or yeah, they pull your eyelashes off. It's like, and then if it's done, like you said, not properly, it's
no. Yeah, that's what happened. And then I was like, you know what, that's it. Like I need to go teach. I need to start teaching her. I was like, you know, there's gonna be a lot more jobs that I have to fix, which happened a lot. It happened so much back then. It's just insane.
So you were like, man, I obviously see a need because there are just people walking around with janky eyelashes. And I have got to fix this.
It's, yeah, it's like, you know how like your client, you know, this industry and lash industry, it's like an artwork,
Yes.
right? Now, like, it's more so like, you know, you have to spend a lot of time on it, like each lash and stuff. So you're literally working on this client, and you're creating art. You're creating art and making your lashes, their eyes look beautiful and everything. And then if you do a bad job, they're walking around with your job.
Yeah.
Right? They're walking around like selling, hey, Angie did this. So just like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's something like education is so important nowadays. It's
Absolutely.
always, yeah, you always have to invest in yourself. If that's one tip that I have to give, it's invest in yourself, because education you bring it with you. You're living like, you know, you it never gets old.
Right. There's always something new to learn. Or
Yeah.
even it's not even just because people can read the same books over and over again and they'll pick something up each time. So even taking the same course, reading the same book, you'll pick something new, and you've grown since the last time you took that course or read that book or whatever, and you'll pick up new things that you missed, you know?
Yes.
Is that what you did? Is that like a big part of your success is because you focus on also investing in yourself?
Yes. I spend a lot of money. Education every single year. There's always something I want to learn. That's how you keep, actually, that's how I keep my motivation and my fire alive.
Yes.
Right? Because then it's self-motivating. You have to, everything, you have to think about positive things every day, because an entrepreneur, sometimes we get super negative some days, right? And then you gotta pick yourself up and stuff like that. So I really needed to like invest in education every single year for me to keep my fire up.
Yes, it's that motivation. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so is this just courses, or do you prefer like coaches too? And because you offer coaching education, right? So like, because the coaching is different than just like buying a course, because you're educating yourself, you're gaining knowledge, but then a coach actually is able to help you say, this is not right, let's do this, right?
Yes.
And you're a big believer in that too.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody needs guidance, right?
Yes.
Like you can't just like take a course and here you go. You're on your own, right? Like I'm always open. Like anybody can always ask me questions. You know, there's like people that I never trained before. They still ask me questions. But like I'm happy to answer all the questions. I'm up for it, because like it's sorry. I
No, you're
have like
fine.
2 kids, and my brain, like it's always like brain farts all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, but anyway, yes.
And so okay, so like to shift a little bit, so like you work full-time from home, right?
Mhm.
Do you like prefer that over working in your business, like a brick and mortar? Like tell me the differences. Obviously you're not paying rent, right?
Mhm. You know what? Who doesn't like to work from the comfort of their own home, right?
Right.
It's really nice. I never thought that I would love it, because then I came from like a shop,
Yes.
right? I always leave my house, go to my work, and then it feels great. I'm like, it's my life. But after the COVID thing, after having kids and stuff, I was forced to actually work from home, and it's actually really nice. Right? It really depends on how you set it up, though. Like, I don't like clients going into my personal space. It's my home, right? They're not going into my living room or anything like that. I actually went through contractors, I went through health and safety inspections and stuff like that, and create this little studio that I have to get out of my front door, go to the side, and to a different entrance into my studio.
Oh, okay, nice. That's good.
Yeah, so then it's
Okay.
totally separate, and I feel like I'm at work.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that. So as far as getting work done at home, I work from home too. So, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're so lucky you get to work from home or whatever. But I'm like, are you kidding me? My fridge is right there. My TV's right there. Like, as soon as like Netflix like pushes out a new show that I'm trying to watch, I'm like, okay, just take a break, you know? Do you ever get like sidetracked at home, or do you feel just as focused compared to the brick
Oh
and mortar?
no, man, I'm a human being too. I get sidetracked all the time. I always get sidetracked. Oh my goodness. If it's not my clients coming in, I will get sidetracked. Like seriously. I literally have to tell myself to focus.
Right.
One time I actually like, okay, I need to do this. And then I went to my computer and then all of a sudden it just went blank. And then I was checking emails for an hour and I totally forgot what I was gonna do. Like I was like, I had to finish this project of mine and that's sidetracked. Like
right.
it happens all the time.
It's in a different mind. Like I even have like an office in my house, and I just run. I like roam. For me, because I'm on my computer, so like I'll start the day. Like my husband gets so annoyed with me because he's like, "Oh, where are you going now?" You know? Because I'll start my day like in my bed, and then I'll move to the office, and then I'll move downstairs in front of the TV because I want like to be. I'm doing client work, and I need to like make my mind focus on something while I'm doing it. And it's, I don't know, I get all over the place. And sometimes I wonder, like, should I invest in an office so that I'm actually getting up and drinking my coffee and walking to my office? But, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, with now too, like with COVID and stuff, it's just like so crazy, and everybody's working from home, but there's a difference. I've noticed with like the memes and stuff, like people will talk about how they're like, you've ever seen the meme of like the, it's like a person who's supposed to be on a meeting for their job, but and the mouse is moving. They have something moving the mouse, but they're not actually there because it's a job. You're going to do the bare minimum in your business. If you do the bare minimum, you don't get money. You don't get money.
Yes, basically, the more work you put in, the more money you make, right? I mean, like if your hands stop, like literally, we don't have vacation unless you book your own vacation, but then you don't get paid for it. Exactly. Right? If you're on vacation and then you like totally shut off for like 2 weeks, you're coming back, you have to start over again.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, oh, a day off? I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had a day off. It's like after like 2 kids and stuff like that, I would think like, Angie, you need a day off. Let's take a Monday off, right? I'm just like, no, I haven't had a day off for a long time.
Yeah,
Even though I
can relate that, but hey, if that's what success, if it's what you need to do, it's what you need to do, I think it's kind of like what sets you apart from, the people who are just, they have to have that day off. They have to have the self-care, right?
No, it's actually super important. I mean, like, that's something that I need to incorporate in is self-care. Like if you don't care for yourself, how do you care for other people, right? Like I actually wake up at 5:30 in the morning. It really depends on how my 7-month-old treat me the night before. Mm-hmm. But I wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to give myself that 1 hour of me time, like self-care and meditation and stuff to start my day fresh. That's how it keeps me going.
Nice. Okay, so waking up early. That's important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Attribute your success to that.
For sure.
So let's talk about, for people who, are in your industry, since you're an educator, right? And they're struggling. Let's say they're in California and they just, it's like, we're just thinking, right? With regulations and all of that. I know it varies from state to state, and from country to country, right? Are you guys open right now or no?
We are. Okay. We are.
That's good.
We're doing pretty good. I mean, we can work, and of course, like safety protocols have to be in place, and sanitation and everything. So we can't see our family members unless you live in the same household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard for the holidays for sure.
Yeah. So for somebody who say is struggling, like who's even they're not sure what to do during these times, during, you know, all of this clients and stuff. What's your opinion on what they can do to kind of keep their business going so it just doesn't go to zero, you know?
Oh my gosh, like there is so much you can do. Like, I mean, not working on clients is one thing. Working on clients is one thing, but this is only one aspect of your business. There's so many aspects of your business. There's like marketing, right? Like that's one aspect. You do your accounting, you do your back end stuff, you branding, you working on yourself. Like, I mean, you would want to practice. I don't know, like it depends on how your skill level is. Even though you're like a master, you still should be practicing.
And this is assuming you have like, you know, some capital sitting in your business bank account so that can kind of carry you. You know, let's say somebody is more, they're learning that. They're trying to figure out like, but they're on the month to month, you know, they have not saved any reserves or anything. What would you say would be like their first step? Like what would be the next thing that they need to do to try and, you know, save their business or, you know, start getting clients or something?
Are you saying that like they had zero clients to first?
No,
Or?
so like let's say somebody's struggling. Let's say they've had a few clients and you know, it's just not kicking. It's just, and maybe they're not really sure what it is. Maybe it's COVID, maybe it's you know, I don't know, their money habits, maybe it's personal development. We're not really sure. In your opinion, what's the first thing to look at?
First thing is like look at your own finance first, right? What you can do first, like it's really hard. I mean, you always have to think like you can actually make so much money and then you can net like zero, or you can net like your debt, right? So you gotta think about where your money is going, how much money you have. I mean, well, for month-to-month basis, like if I were to have zero clients this month, what happens to you, right? I mean, let's say the people that already have a couple clients, but then let's say they normally do like 20 clients a month, and then they cut for 10 clients. Half the clients is gone. Then you gotta work on spending more time actually advertising yourself.
Okay. It's the marketing that needs to be focused on.
Yes, because then there's always something to do. I mean, you can't work on your client, you're going to work on yourself, right?
Right.
So what I would do, is that even though I don't have paying clients, let's say I only have like half of the clients come, but then I would definitely do like either a giveaway or even do
giveaway.
Yeah, I would do giveaway. I would do models.
I
would focus on making a beautiful set of lashes. Let's say I'm talking about lash technicians right now, right? Lash technicians right now. I would focus on doing the model, getting all the content you need, right? Having really, really pretty set and stuff, and that's you're gonna have to market the heck out of yourself.
Got it. Like a photographer. A photographer, before they get clients, they will shoot for free to get the portfolio. Then the portfolio adds the better clients and so on and so forth. You're just building on top of it, right?
Yes. It's like basically you're trying to attract those clients and seeing your work. It's not about the price. It's about your work, your art.
It's not about the price. It's about your work. I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so if I were a lash tech right now and I'm like, man, you know, Angie, I'm struggling. I'd say, you know, I've been doing okay. I can't really predict my money. I'm getting clients, you know, not really a lot of fills and things like that. I'm just, you know, I'm really struggling. You would tell me, Erika, you need to focus on, you know, building your portfolio so it's just the best. Invest in that. And, you know, if you have to, work a job on the side until you get this kind of going, right? Like a photographer would.
That's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it started. I mean, I started with $0 in my name and lots of debt. Like I was 25 then, and I didn't know what to do. I love doing what I do, but then I was super lost. I don't know. I've never done a business before, and I went to rent a room to get more exposure. I rented a room in a hair salon. It was a very sketchy hair salon. It was in the back, dark, and I rented it anyway. And because then it was cheap. It was like that's the only thing that I can afford if I can even pay like afford that. So I was like going in. I'm like, let's make money. And I had no money. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? I have no clients, no money.
Right.
What am I gonna do? And then I had to go into credit to pay for a course to better myself. Like even though like I was doing aesthetics and stuff like that, but then I wanted to do something and make more money. So I paid for a course with credit. Of course, because I'm like 25, I have no money. Like it came in a very simple family. So that's what happened. And at nighttime, I would do a valet job. I would park cars. As a girl, like I'm actually only 5'2". I'm really short.
Me too.
Right? Right. And then little girl running to like go get in the car and driving manual and everything. It was just like I did that just to fund my dream, like my passion. And that's what you have to do. Like if you love it enough, you're gonna make it happen.
You're gonna make it work.
Yes, you're gonna have to make it work, and you have to make it work.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Even with the sketchy office space.
Yeah. So from there, from zero clients, zero money, 2-3 years later, I have my own brick and mortar, service more than 2,000 people already. Yeah.
With that sketchy office space, you grew into that.
Yeah. So you just have to make it happen.
So did your clients, when you like walked them into this like dark, scary spot, were they like, oh God, okay, the work's worth it?
It's so weird. It's super weird. It was so weird. And I doll up this little room, and I try to make it as pretty as I can. Like,
yeah.
And then a year later, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta move. So I moved.
You grew out of it, you know?
Yeah.
You did it the right way.
Right. So like I said, if you really want it bad enough, you're gonna make it happen. Like getting a side job or whatever just to fund it is so worth it.
And is this common for girls to have something that funds the lash business to get it going?
I don't know if it's common or not. Like, I mean, to be honest, there are people like, starting down for sure. And then of course, like there's parents paying for it. I also have students that came out in a bad marriage. So they started lashing, right? There's office ladies that can't stand the 9 to 5 anymore, and they start lashing. So there's so many different people in the different industry that start doing our like the beauty industry.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, that's the way to go too. It's funny. I consult with graphic design clients too, and I tell them like whatever it takes, whatever you have to do. I was a bartender before I went full time. That's what I hated my job. It sucked.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I had to make this thing happen, And what's funny too is I think being so miserable at my job made me work harder in the business because I was going through. It was like painful, Like you don't want to be in pain, so you work harder.
It's almost like let's say your job. Let's say the job that you hate. It's almost like you have to be pushed to go to work. Right? You're just like, oh my God, I have to go to work. But then when you're thinking about something you love doing, it's so awesome that it actually just pulls you, like it pulls you towards it. And then you're so much more energetic and thinking of it, just like really, really want it to happen. Yeah. So that's a big difference.
So take me through like a time when like you struggled and how did you get through it? Just anything. I'm interested.
Oh my gosh. There are plenty. Plenty. I mean, starting a brick and mortar is so hard. Even though like I started to rent a room and whatnot, but then I had no experience in doing business. I never had. Like I was 25, right? I just rented a room. Like I didn't know what to do, but of course I learned throughout the years and whatnot. And then every time I take a plunge to do something, it's totally new to me.
Yes.
Right? I went to sign a lease.
Right.
For a shop and stuff, and I do my own renovation. Like I hire people and then do contracting. It was hard. It was really hard.
And did you, when you did all this, when you signed these contracts and you got this brick and mortar and you hired people and all this, did you have somebody walking you through that, or were you just kind of like, I'm just gonna do it and figure it out?
Yeah, no one walked me through. I never had anyone around me that have done business before.
Wow.
I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way, like always.
Okay, so do you feel like you made a lot of mistakes?
Oh, of course, yes. Yes, but then that's when you learn from your mistake, hopefully, right? Like, and when you make a mistake, you hopefully learn from it. But yes, I never had anyone guide me through. But I wish that I wish that I had saved enough money for a coach.
Because then you would have just not made mistakes. You would have had somebody telling you, hey, do this, right?
Yeah, no, you can also make a mistake hiring a coach too. I mean, the wrong coach.
The wrong coach.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. You definitely want somebody who's walking the walk, you know?
Yes.
Everybody's a coach and they're hiring, or they're just teaching other people to be coaches, and it's like, what is this pyramid scheme?
Yes. No, it's true, because like, a coach can be so many different kind of coach. Like, I mean, you wouldn't want to hire a business coach to do your fitness.
Right.
Right?
And so you also want a business coach though who has experience with your business.
Yes.
Because if they can't really relate, I understand that there's business fundamentals and stuff that can be taught in any business, but it's kind of important to find that right person, don't you think?
Yes, for sure.
For industry.
Yeah, no, it's really industry specific for sure.
Hiring related. Did you make any mistakes hiring related? Like, did you have some bad experiences with just hiring and stuff, or was that pretty smooth for you too? That's a really big leap for somebody.
Yeah, hiring is hard. Hiring is so hard, but I went through really, really, really good employees as well. Like, I mean, they're not all bad either. But at the end of the day, it's just like you're trying to hire somebody that has the same mindset as you. Reaching for the same goal. I actually, at the end of the day, it was like I had no experience either. So then there's always like, how do you say that? Like, learn as I go. Right? I'm just learning how to be a boss myself too. I was just learning as I go.
I see. So
yeah.
Exactly, just falling on your face, which is totally fine. Falling forward, I'm all about falling forward. That's what I've always done, and that's what I teach too. I say, who cares? Just get out there and do the thing, and you'll figure it out from there. It's just there's some big leaps there, I think, in business that you were able to accomplish yourself, and it's actually like whoa, like how did you even know? Like, were you reading books to know how to hire people, or to find this brick and mortar and just renovate it, and you're talking about big stuff.
At the end of the day, I always look at money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how much can I invest and how much can I get back, right? Like, I wouldn't want to be super in debt and I can't make it back at the end of the day. But let's talk about hiring people. They have to, when you do an interview with that person, you can actually kind of tell what kind of person they are. Let's say what time they show up to their interview, if they're even showing up to their interview.
What time do they show up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what time they show up, how they act during their interview. and how they really carry themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know, like in BC, Canada, we have a 3 months probation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so then we kind of like see if we were doing good like with each other and whatnot. If it works out for the business, if it works out for the employee, that's actually really good. Just to kind of see how they actually work with the clients.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have that here for like seasonal. I mean, it was like a lot of times. I remember in retail, I worked for Victoria's Secret when I was like 16, and they told us, oh, if you make it through, you know, the seasonal, we'll bring you on, you know, or whatever. And it was so miserable for me. I was like, they asked me back, and I was like, no. But just folding underwear all day. It was like, I'm going crazy. But
It looks so glam, right? Like it's like Victoria's Secret, but you're just holding under it. I know, it's totally
for 8 hours. And then just watching somebody next to you like mess it up. It's like, what are you doing? It's my work.
It's so funny. I know. I've seen that before, and I actually love those kind of people that I do that, and I try to fold it back and put it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, to put it back.
You feel their eyes on you.
I know. I'm just like, okay, I just messed this up.
Yeah. But yeah, that's super common here too. And for us too, we'll like give insurance after 6 months. You know, you can have insurance, but you gotta be here 6 months. You know, so that's like another incentive to kind of stay and you know, do a good job and everything. So I totally get that. But that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, you gotta have a feel of that employee, like that staff, or you know, your team. You gotta have a feel of where they are too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if they really, like you said, like I really hated my job, then you shouldn't be there.
Right.
And there's no incentives that's gonna keep them there.
Did
right?
you have like any experience with people who didn't like working for you and you had to just kind of cut it loose? That's like a scary one, right? Because it's like, oh God, now I gotta find somebody better.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like there's like people always in their different kind of.
It's a personality thing.
Hmm?
It's a personality thing.
It is totally a personality thing. Like you actually, when you hire someone, you actually see them quite a bit. I mean, like let's say you have them full time, and that's you're working alongside them, right? So you gotta be able to mesh well.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very, very true. So, for those listening, so if you had one piece of advice of somebody who's just starting out, like just like they are brand new today, what would that one thing that they should focus on be? If they want to be full-time as a lash tech like you, what should they do?
They should write this down right now. If they're watching, write it down. Practice. I know, like, it's just like, everyone keeps on telling them that, but it's so true. You have to practice. Like, there is an art, and it's actually a really, really, really hard job. Like, I mean, there's a lot of coordination that you need to build, right? Like, you gotta build your muscle memory. You gotta be able to, your eyes supposed to be able to focus on that tiny little lash, right? And then on top of that, your styling. So when you're first starting off, please practice. Practice as much as you can. Like, let's say if I want to do full time, I'm new today, right? That's my goal. Is I only have 2 days a week. I'm gonna practice that 2 days a week. Like I'm working on a model, right? I'm practicing, let's say, 1 model a day. This week, 2 model next week. And then continuously just practicing until I actually can fill those models into paid clients.
And do you have them pay at all, like a discount or anything like that, or just do it for free?
At first, models free.
Free.
You know why? Because I'm actually needing them as my model and their time.
And pictures and things like that,
and
right?
Pictures and stuff. Yes, like you try to create a portfolio. And like with pricing wise, like I I do not like my clients to cut them, undercut themselves, right? Paying like, let's say half price or what, like really, really like a $60 or that and whatnot. I would rather you do it for free.
Okay.
Spending the time to perfect your job, right? Because if you charging this model for $60 an hour, they probably don't really want to stay there for that long. So now if you're saying, hey, I'm going to offer you a free set in exchange for your time, they're going to be happy to stay for 3 hours.
It's going to take you a long time. Right.
Yeah. Take you a long time, and you want it to be perfect. I mean, the best job you've done. So understand it's like a lengthy time. Like, you've got to practice it. Like, let's say how many days you have free time. Let's say I have 2 days on the weekend. I work Monday to Friday, and I have a weekend that's free. I would practice one model a day until I have a paying client that replaced that model.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And how much would you say you invest per model? Like, how much do you spend on the lashes and the glue and all that? Is it a lot or not really?
What do you mean, like dollar sign or how?
Yeah, like how much does it cost you for per like, let's say I know it's like different per lash, right? So it's like, let's say you're focusing on your volume and you're trying to get better at volume, the volume lashes, and you're doing models for free doing volume. How much would it cost you? Because you're paying for those lashes and stuff. How much are you paying out to really get better at this? Is it not much?
No, it's at the end of the day, it's your time.
It's your time. Okay.
But then, but you got to think about this. Like, it's all about the math, right? Yeah, you invest in that kind of time, but the training doesn't take that long. So if you go to traditional school and whatnot, you got to go to school full time, right? And then you're spending all these hours, and then you're making, I don't know how much money you make, like 60 grand, like a year, if not after you come out with massive debt. But then with this training, literally costs you what, about $2,000 for 2 days. But then all the important thing is you spend the time to practice and you make the perfect, you spend the time to practice. And then that's the time that you're investing in, right? But then that's probably like, let's say a month or two, right? Yeah. But then a set, you're going to charge about $150.
Right.
Right. So there then on, you can work like 6 hours a day and you're making 120 grand a year. Got it. Right. So it's
worth it.
It's hard at first.
Grind in the beginning.
Yeah. I remember when I first started, my eyes were cross-eyed.
Of course. I know. I even remember, like I said, there's like I was getting my lashes done, gosh, it was like 2 years ago. And I remember one girl it was like, I knew she was new. And she had told me, she said it was like her third time or something. And I was like, okay. So they gave me a discount or something, or maybe it was free. I don't remember. And I mean, it was like 3 hours. I was sitting there for 3 hours. And it looked pretty, but it was a long time, Yes. So I totally get that about how, it can take some time, but it's so worth it because the more you get better. So let me ask you a quick question too, because I know we're getting close to the end. Competition. How do you handle that? How do you, because, with lashes, it's like one volume sets like the next volume set. How do you handle, the competition in your area?
Oh, I just mind my own business.
You mind your own business. Okay.
For sure. Because then I compete with myself majority of the time. Like, that's I find it much healthier than it is to compete with someone else and you don't know what's their story.
Yes.
Right? At the end of the day, are they making money? Are they able to provide for themselves? Like, are they in your shoe? No. So there's no point in competing with anyone else but yourself because you know you better and you're trying to be better for yourself, right? So I always compete with myself. I always say that, okay, this set is for I'm gonna make it better next time. Like, let's make it better next time. How do I make it better? How do I work smarter? Right? Competitors, it's healthy to kind kind of see it. Sometimes you kind of like, look at other people, what they do, right? And stuff like that. But then there's a lot of times where it's like, focus on yourself. Okay, how do I make myself better? And I feel like that's like the healthiest way to keep your mind even sane.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there. I get that totally. I can imagine too, though, like easily getting caught up in it, because it's like maybe somebody on Instagram is in your area or whatever, and you start seeing clients commenting and things like that. I'm sure that can be stressful too. But in your opinion, the best thing to do is just not even focus on it and just focus on you. And if you just focus on you, you will naturally get those clients. You will naturally just find your clients who will then find referrals and things like that. Let me ask you a question. When you're attracting these clients and stuff, did you decide the type of clients that you wanted, or did you just want anybody? Or did you say, I'm going to make an ideal profile, I'm going to I'm looking for a certain type of a person? Or were you just like, I just want money?
Well, at first, of course, you can't pick and choose, but then later on, you kind of find your own niche, right? Like later on, you kind of find your own style, and then those style attracts those clients at the end. Like, I mean, I'm the kind of person, and a lot of my clients are too, that I realize I attract those clients. I attract my ideal clients later on. I realize that it's like, I go for more natural. The natural look, like, they walk around like their natural beauty. A little bit of enhancements, that's it. I don't go for like really, really crazy
Mega
style.
volume.
I do mega volume, but I still look pretty natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like your clients don't like to wear a lot of makeup. They want to kind of like just look natural on the day, but just have that extra something.
Yeah, for sure. And then if they're going somewhere or going to a wedding, they're like, Angie, can we just
right.
I'm like, okay.
And that's how everybody develops their different styles, because some people have like the crazy just layers of lash. I mean, I've seen all of it, people get, and then you have the colored ones now, and
yes. Let's all about the style. I mean, like, if you find your own style, you'll definitely attract those clients.
I see. And do you consider that important? Like, has that niched you down to where all your clients just want the natural look?
Yes. It depends on age group too, right? I mean, like sometimes with the clients that want something really big or really like strip lash, like the party look.
Yes.
There's an age group for that, for sure. And then my age group usually about like 30 plus. That it's like more grounded, they're more professional, they want to look natural beauty, like they could just walk out the door and look their best. Right? Yes. So that's what I attract.
Got it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I for me it was like I wanted cat eyes. I didn't care about the volume. I just wanted like that extras. I don't know. I just went with my makeups. And I am 30 plus.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's different style.
I get what you're saying, because I don't think I could handle like the crazy, but if I was like 22, I'd probably be all about it.
Yeah, the bigger the better.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, well, I feel like you've given a lot. So you're a trainer and you're a coach too. For lash techs, because I have so many lash tech listeners. Because you obviously are super knowledgeable. You know how to go full time. You know how to, stop the bleeding from a brick and mortar and set up at home and be successful with it. You know how to get, start from nothing and, work on the side and make it happen and go full time. If my clients want to hire, or if my customers and listeners want to hire you, everybody's listening right now, if they want to hire you for coaching, how can they find you? What do you recommend for your programs or anything for them?
I love working on one-on-one, to be honest, so that I can give them like absolute focus. So you can always, at the end of the day, you can always ask me a question. Just Instagram me, DM me, ask me a question. If you need help and whatnot, I'm super happy to help you with. And I truly believe in, like, if I were to train people in a group setting, I feel like they don't have all the knowledge that they should, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I like to like
The group stuff is so big in Lash Tech. I'm making flyers all the time for group trainings.
It does. So like nowadays with COVID, you can't really have a big group anyway. So I normally always like maximum 3.
Maximum 3. Okay.
Yeah, maximum 3 students. But yeah, like I mean, if I'm coming up with an online course as well, and then it should come out soon, hopefully.
And tell everybody your I'm gonna tag it too, but tell everybody your Instagram profile so they can find you.
At 2 Polished Beauty.
2, the number 2 Polished.
Yes,
Beauty.
the number 2 Polished Beauty.
She's here
Beauty
to help.
from the inside and out.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, I'll get this closed out. So I so appreciate you jumping on here to answer all my questions, my inquisitive questions. But yeah, so, okay, great. So for those of you who are lash techs, you know, and you maybe came in late to this, I will be posting this live as well in my IG stories. I will also be turning this into a podcast on Her Digital Empire. You can follow us at Her Digital Empire, or in the next day, you'll be able to listen to this on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Amazon Music. Just look up Angie Lam. She will be talking all about how to go full time in as a lash tech in the beauty industry. So with that, I so appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you gave us a lot of gems. And yeah, I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Erika.
Absolutely.
You're amazing. Thank you.